Hey everybody, got a little bit of tackle work we're going to do tonight. We've talked about it before. People have heard me talk about it. I got it from a close friend of mine. He's got a YouTube page called Josh Gone Fishing. It's Tiny Chow Rig. So let's see. Yeah, here we go. Tiny Chow Rig is basically it's just a Z-Man TRD. It's weedless, it's sagless. It's got a weight in the bottom of it. The weight and the hook are tied together so they don't pull apart. I'm gonna show you how I do it. Here we go. So to start the tiny chow rig, the things you need a straight shank or offset. I guess you call it offset. I use a 2/0, just basic worm hook. You're gonna need a nail weight, some Z-Man big TRDs, the 4-inch baits, and then a needle and some braided fishing line. And you'll need some shears to cut it with. First step in making tiny chow rig is you want to take your needle, fishing line, and you're going to thread fishing line all the way through the lure. And so, um, because of Elastec being the way it is, it's better just to kind of poke it 2 or 3 times to make sure the needle goes through. A lot of times I wear gloves because I got to push the needle, and it hurts if you're not careful. Um, so you want to try to keep it in the center of the bait as best you can. That is not always easy. It's not wanting to come out. There it is. So it's coming out. So then what I'll do is I'll push it all the way through, then pull it. So then I'll kind of just, Elastec, man, you can stretch this stuff pretty good. So I'll get it to where past there we go. All right. So now I can pull my, all right, now that you have, you got the line through there, what I'll do is I'll come back here a couple inches, I don't know, 5, 6 inches, clip the fishing line. Now what you want to do, take the gloves back off because it gets awkward. Now what you want to do is you want to basically insert the weight. So, and then take the fishing line. You want to, I don't know if y'all can see this, but you want to tie a knot around the end of the weight. Usually around that first part of the weight. Well, can y'all see that? So I'll tie a couple knots, and this secures the weight to go inside. The reason you do this, I'll show you. There is a very logical reason. It kind of doesn't make sense probably at first, but what we do, you want to do this because the other end is going to be connected to the eye of the hook. And basically, the reason you want to do this is because when you're throwing this bait multiple times, you're going to have to, the weight could fall out. Well, if the weight and the hook are connected, so now that I have it, so then you'll pull your fishing line. Well, first I got to cut my tailings off. So that's cut. So now you want to pull the nail weight, make sure it's in the center. you want to pull the nail weight. All right, now, last part, kind of the easiest part. So what you want to do, you're going to Texas rig it. So come in, and just like you're going to Texas rig it, come out, and you get the hook just about at the top of the bait. And then what you're going to do is you're going to tie a knot in the eye of the hook. You want to make sure that you're, kind of pulling this pretty close to being tight, because remember, you want this snug so that the weight and the hook are pretty much connected. So tie a couple, and you don't look, dude, you don't have to get very fancy with it. You just tie a couple overhand knots. It doesn't have to be no crazy Palomar or nothing like that, because all we're doing is make sure the weight and the hook are connected. So, all right, so there we go. So now, here we are. Finished product, tiny chow rig.